Okay, so now what we're going to do is talk about listing essentials, and this means your product listing. And we're going to talk about the four elements that create a high converting listing. And this is really important because when you have a high converting listing, you're going to get more sales, period. Okay. And the example I put down here is if you get 100 views to your listing, it means 100 people visit your listing and you're converting at 10%, which is pretty good, by the way, in the internet marketing space or product, information world space. 1 to 2% conversion on a product is pretty darn good. Amazon is really awesome because people are there usually for one reason: to buy stuff, right? So your conversion rates are higher, but 10% is low, really, in Amazon. Usually you can get 15, even 20, 25%. And I've heard some people even get 30%, depending on the product, depending on the market and all that stuff. But generally, once you get your product rolling, once you get some, good solid reviews, I'd say you shouldn't settle for anything less than 14, 15%. I think that should be standard. Now, let's just look at this again. So 100 views, 10% conversion rate is 10 sales. Okay. 100 views, 100 basically people visiting your listing, 15% equals 15 sales. So we just added 5 sales for the same amount of people that seen the product listing by having a higher converting listing. So that's what we're going to be talking about here, is how we can take our listing and we can, number one, get it created, but then build upon it and refine it and tweak it. And this is something that you're not going to get right off the bat. I can tell you that right now. It's definitely going to be a work in progress, but you got to be willing to put something up, and then you need to be willing to edit it, change it, test it. Okay. And that's really what we want to talk about. But what we want to know here is, and what I want to teach you here is what makes a good listing, just so you have an understanding. And then we definitely will dive deeper into all of the different elements, and I'll try to give you guys some tips so this way here you can understand it, but then also apply at least a good base listing. And then from there we can talk about a little bit more of advanced stuff as far as how we can tweak it once we start getting some sales. But if you don't have any views and you don't have any sales, you can't really test anything. So we just got to get a base listing going, and then from there we can start refining it and tweaking it. So here I wanted to show you some of the components that make up the listing, okay? So the first thing is, on your left there you see the main image, okay? So here we have a main image, and just to let you know that within Amazon, their terms of service, they want you to have your images shot on a white background, okay? It needs to be a pure white background and nothing else but the product. Now, I say that, and we'll get into more of the image stuff later, but there is some exceptions as far as like if you had this and you had a baby in in a tub and you saw just the baby's face or something, I believe that would be okay because you're showing them using the product. So it's almost like a model in a sense. But there could be a little loophole there that they say, no, we didn't mean that. But as far as I know, and I've used it, and I still have a product right now that has an image in the product, a person in, not an image in the product, a person in the image showing the product. And as of right now, I have had no issues. But again, it doesn't mean that you couldn't. But the worst case is they're going to slap your hand. But in this case, we're talking about the main image. One of the most important things is the main image, okay? The second thing I believe is the keyword title, and that's there where you see right there where I have the arrow pointing where it says keyword title. This one here is bath toy organizer dash the best bag storage, large suction cups plus 2 bonus strong hook suction cups. Okay, so it's an okay subject line or a keyword title, but it could definitely be better. But I just wanted to show you this example to show you what a title was. And the one thing they do have going for them is the very first part of this, bath toy organizer, you can tell that that's the main keyword they're going for. So when someone is searching for this product in Amazon, they're going to the search bar in Amazon and they're typing in bath toy organizer, okay, or toy organizer. So they have the main keyword there. And this is another thing that you can be doing, writing this stuff down when you're doing your research. So this way here, that that's probably the keyword that they're going after. And then you can also look to the second one where it says the best bag storage. That's probably another one. So those two you probably want to write down and put into a little swipe file, which we haven't gotten into keyword research yet, but that's just one good tip that you can take away for understanding the keywords that your competitors are using. Okay. Now we go and we jump down to the bullet points. Bullet points is the third thing, okay, that you want to pay attention to and that you want to create a good set of bullets. So in this case, you see the best organizer, okay, messy bathroom. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but you can kind of read that. And then no more soggy toys, superior suction, bonus suction, 100% money back guarantee. See how all of those, they stand out? Well, this was done really well because they capitalized the main points and then they followed up with the answers and they broke it down with bullets or with the bullet points there. You can see the little circles, and then they also spaced it really nice. So this here was done really well as far as formatting goes, and you can really read that clearly because they're capitalized in the front. But those are three main things right there. I think those are probably three of the most important things for the listing. I think it comes image is first, second is keyword, and third is bullets. Okay, those are the ones that you really want to pay attention to that make a really good listing. Now, here's another example that I wanted to show you, okay? And this one here has the baby's face in it. And I did this one for that reason only, okay, is to show you that and to show you that we've got a few other, other of the components that work, right? The keyword title and the bullet points. But I really wanted to show you the main image here. Look at the difference between that, and let me just go back to that, right? So this one here instantly pulls me into that because I see the baby. It's a smiling baby, right? It makes me feel like I want to look further, right? It just does. And that's something that you could definitely use. And again, we aren't into the image part of this, which I want to definitely create a lesson for you guys to talk a little bit about images because I think it's really, really important. But I just wanted to show you, that's the one before that, and then we have this one. I think this one's a better image myself personally. Okay, but let's just kind of break down this one really quick. You can see here the keyword title, baby bath toy organizer. So again, we have that keyword in there, so we know that that's a common one. Bath toy holder for tub, that's another keyword, so I would be writing that down. So there's your keyword title, pretty decent job. And then the bullet points, again, they did a good job too. The best bath toy organizer, bullet point, and then an optimized and well-researched product, durable and washable, the best in class suction cups, and bonus. So I'm seeing that suction cups must be something that is a benefit that a lot of people are saying that they want. They want good suction cups because maybe people had gotten them and the suction cups didn't really stick that well and they kept sliding down the wall. So they're reiterating that. So whoever put these products together are probably doing their homework and reading the negative reviews on other people's listings to come up with better bullet points. Again, a little bit of a side note there, but I thought it was relevant and that's why I wanted to put it in there. These are things that you got to consider when you're doing your bullet points. So those are, again, I'm going to stress this, three of the main components here are images, keyword title, and bullet points. Those are the three, okay? Now, let's look at the fourth, which is the product description. I think this is the least because it's further down the page, okay? And I just don't think people read too much. And the reason why is because even on my own products and some of my friends that are selling products, I mean, you can just clearly tell that people don't read. They'll buy something and go, oh, I didn't realize that, whatever. I didn't realize it was 17 inches long. I thought it was 10, but it clearly says that it's 17 inches long somewhere, right? So they just didn't read, right? And most people don't. That's why images are usually one of the most important things because people like images and they buy from the image. And then the title is very short and it's easy to read. That's really mainly what they do. And then they might go to the bullet points. And then if you're lucky, they'll get to the description. So the description, there's a lot of little key elements here that I do think that are important that if people do read it, that you want embedded in there. So the first thing is the keyword plus the benefit, okay? And I think that's really, really important. They did a decent job here, okay? And then the benefit would be the suction cups, okay? And then the instructions. Now, these people for this listing put instructions in there. And I think that that's okay because it shows that you can clearly see how it can be used, how it's applied, and it's just information. Sometimes people like a little bit of that information to see how it needs to be applied. So the instructions I think was an okay thing. And then again, they put another benefit here, the bag, and then they talk a lot about the bag there. And then really something that I think a lot of people miss is this guarantee plus the CTA, which is the call to action. So 100% satisfaction guarantee. If you have any issue, please send the email that comes with the product for a replacement or refund. Click add to cart and buy now. So we have the guarantee and then the call to action. Most people don't have that, okay? This is a well formatted. I like the way it's formatted because it's broken into chunks, and when people read, they scan. So a lot of this stuff is kind of like pulling out as you're reading it. It's being pulled out to your, to your vision where you're actually seeing it that way. So this is formatted really well. And again, I just wanted to do this lesson for you. So this way here you can see what a listing should look like, and then maybe just a little bit of my thoughts as to what could go into a listing, what doesn't necessarily have to. But the one thing that I would say with the description is a great place to put keywords. So in here, you're allowed, I believe, up to 3,000 or 4,000 characters. And this isn't nowhere near 4,000 characters or 3,000 characters. So if you want to start ranking for keywords, you definitely need that keyword into your listing. And instead of stuffing it in the title or in the bullets, put it down here in the description, because this here could be where you could, I'm doing air quotes, where you could stuff keywords as long as it reads well, but you don't want to do that in your bullets, and you don't want to do that in your title, okay? Use this space for that if you want to broaden the amount of keywords that you're going to rank for. But even with Amazon pay-per-click, if you don't have the keyword somewhere in your listing, you can't even pay to show up, because it's going to say, well, that's not relevant, okay? So you have to be able to put that somewhere in your listing, and this is a great place for that. So let's look at one more product description. This one here I liked because they led with a question, okay? Why should you order your own bath toy organizer? Mold-free toys, a cleaner bathroom, a solution that won't crowd your bathtub, an easy way to store toys of all sizes, suction cups that actually work, amazing quality, 100% money back guarantee. So they asked a question, and what does that do when you lead with a question? It makes you want to answer it. And then they're giving you all of the answers. So I really like that, leading with a question and then answering it, and you're answering it with the benefits. So it's really a nice copywriting little lesson there, is a question and then answers. And it's really a question that they are either asking or that you think they should ask, and then you're giving them the answers, okay? And then the bonus here, I like that they added a bonus, okay? All orders purchased through Amazon will include 2 heavy-duty hooked suction cups. Perfect if you plan to constantly move or remove the bag from the wall to add, remove, or scoop toys. Hang your bath sponge or scrubber on the hooks. Get creative, right? So that's cool. And then guarantee, again, I love the guarantee. And then the call to action. The only thing I think I would do differently here is I would bold the money back guarantee and the add to cart. I'd want that to show up. And probably that little bonus where it says bonus with the star. Okay, but all in all, this is a pretty good description. And I like the lead with question. Like I had said before, I really do like that. All right, so that is going to wrap up this lesson, but let's just kind of go through this real quick again, the 4 different elements that make up a really, really good, well-optimized listing. And that is 1, a keyword-loaded title, okay, but not overloading it, okay? There is, the different categories is going to have certain amount of characters. Some will only allow you to have 50 to 60 characters. Some will let you have 110. Some will let you have 250. But you're going to want to definitely keep it short enough to where it's not obnoxious, where you're trying to stuff keywords in there, but also to where it gives the information about the product, because that's really what Amazon wants. Okay, 2, you want some nice HD images, and I put there 6 additional images, and I see so many listings where they put 1 or 2 images and that's it. They give you, I believe, up to 10 or 11 spots. Why not use at least 6 of them, or at least 8 of them, right? Use as many as you can, even if you're just showing different angles of the product. The more, the better. People want to see a full-blown experience inside of those images, and even use models in the images to show how the product's being used, to have them envision how the product could work for them. 3, strong bullet points, benefits focused. Okay, so when you're stating those bullet points, you want to definitely be letting them know the benefits of them using the product. And then 4, benefit focused description. And again, guarantee and the CTA, the call to action. And again, I'm going to stress that I really do like the lead in with the question and then the benefits. I think that's really, really clever. And I think that, I think I'm going to actually add that into mine because I don't even think I have that in on all of mine. I think I have it in on one, but not all of them. But that's definitely something that I think that I'm going to be applying. So I think you should too. So that is pretty much going to wrap up this lesson. And I will see you in the next lesson. But again, go through and make sure that you understand all of these elements, all of these principles inside of the listing, and it really, really can make a huge difference, especially when you're going after conversions. And we'll be talking about later as far as how to really optimize and maximize the conversions using these methods. All right, so that's it. It's going to wrap up this lesson. I'll see you in the next.